Hello, I've been trying very hard to appraise the mind structure of Tinubu. How does he think? How does he operate? With all these controversies surrounding him, what is he feeling? Is he scared, or he's confident that he is going to sail through or get through it? I mean, just what is he thinking now? Well, I've been observing him and trying to see exactly how I can describe his personality now. For starters, I see Tinubu as one who thinks he has answers to every situation. You know, some time ago I made a video. I said there are needs, need hierarchy. When a toddler is born, his needs are usually play toys, food, and play. Then at a point, the need now grows to maybe toys, PlayStation, or something like that. Then at adulthood, you talk about needing cars, you talk about getting married, you get about getting cash, building houses, wearing fine clothes, traveling to places. And then you get to a point, you're old, you know, you've attained an age where you've seen everything. You've driven the best of cars, you've lived in the best of houses, and then what else do you need? Power. You need power. If you look at most countries, particularly in Africa, sit-tight presidents who have refused to leave the seat of power, then you would understand what I'm saying. At certain age, when sex is no longer a need, material things are no longer needs, it is the abstract that becomes the most preferred, that is suitable for certain age, particularly old age, and that's power. That's why you see Africa, like Cameroon and other countries, presidents who want to live and die in that power, in that seat. Which country? My mind is not working now. There's this country whose president can't even walk. Even the crutches can't even hold him straight. Yet he just won an election in that country. So I think Tinubu is a man who believes he has answers to everybody. And one particular thing that he has understood about Nigeria is poverty and greed. For the lower class is poverty. For the upper class is greed. Quite frankly, it appears in the whole world the greediest people are here in Nigeria, and they are mostly located in the south, if you ask me. As for the northerners, it's just protecting their region and their religion. That's the most interesting thing about their goal and objective. So I am seeing from the beginning, let's take it from the beginning, when he had that clash with Buhari, I think I believed Buhari didn't want Tinubu. But because there was a pact that says, if you finish, it's going to be my turn. Hence, the infamous quote, Emilo Kon, it's my turn, came. Of course, Tinubu knew he wasn't an exact popular candidate, not even with his Yoruba candidate. Not even with his Yoruba people. Tinubu was not a popular person, but then he needed to do something fast. He needed to, connect his people with that tribal cloud. And then he said Yoruba Lokon, that is his turn of Yorubas. And those tribal bigos, who are mostly found in the larger population of the Southwest, quickly connected to it. Not minding the fact that there are cases of thievery, of drug, of lies, of virtually all the crimes that any politicians can commit. It's like this man embodies everything, and yet the blind bigots only want to see Tinubu as champion of their Yorubas. And this is what this is a video I've done before. The politicians we elect only come out as champion of their ethnicities. They don't attempt to view and work for Nigeria. They just want to be the champions of their ethnicities. And that's why when they come into power, they begin to put their ethnic relatives into choice positions in the country, thereby sacrificing credibility for sentiments. It's unfortunate that this is where we are. So I see a man who did everything. Of course, he knew he was going to buy his way into the primaries, and what he simply did was pay money for people to buy the forms and then ask them to get support. Then on the D-Day, you step down for him, asking your supporters to support him. It's a simple, clear tactics. And then I also noticed that there are some people who become fascinated with steps of criminality, the ingenuity of criminality. In fact, when you fancify criminality, there are people that fall in love with it. So there are people who felt, well, that's politics, but that's really not politics. Politics might be dirty, but certainly it's not criminal. You can maneuver, you can form alliances, you can betray, but certainly it has nothing to do with criminality. When you are a criminal, should be jailed. A criminal should be tried and jailed. So here is somebody who believes he has bought his way into power. He has bought the Senate. He has bought the judiciary. Man, if you watch the proceedings in America, in Illinois, concerning the Chicago State University, I mean, just hearing the judiciary, you know, just before the judges pronounce their judgment, you can almost sense that this is what a normal judge will say. And indeed, when they eventually render their judgment, it conforms with your expectation. That is what a judiciary is supposed to be like. You know, I said, whether it's the Bible, whether it's spiritual, whether it's the law, every of these things, every thinking stems from common sense. No matter how complex the realm of thinking no matter how complex the realm of thinking is, it stems from common sense. So no matter how much jargon, how much grammatical grandiloquence that is sought out to describe a legal thought, it stems from common sense. So when Nigerians begin to see things and Tinubu bribes them to hit everything on technicalities, it's very sad, extremely sad, and this cannot continue this way. So right now, with the things unfolding in Chicago, and the fact that Tinubu has made one of his counsel at the tribunal the Attorney General of the Federation, who will in then, you know, I'm told that the total number of judges at the Supreme Court are supposed to be 21, but right now they have just 11, which means the judge, what's his name, the Attorney General, will have to recruit 10 judges from the appeal court to the Supreme Court, and Justice Samani will be one of them. So when they promote Samani to the Supreme Court, and he now forms one of the judges also at the Supreme Court, the judgment at the end of the day is as good as, your guess is as good as mine. You see, if Nigeria, or Nigerians don't come to put a check on these excesses of these money bags who think they've acquired so much wealth that the rest of us are just mere pawns for their play, for their puppet play, then it's very sad. We should be ashamed as Nigerians that some of these things we could have prevented them before the world sees it. I was watching CNN the other day that they invited Tinubu to come and explain. Of course, he's going to refuse. No wonder this man was avoiding debates, was avoiding television scrutiny, avoiding journalist scrutiny. It's funny. I think, in my opinion, that Nigeria should be bigger than this. Really, really bigger than this. Well, for me, I'm just waiting for the Supreme Court. Let's see what they are going to say. Let's know if indeed the corruption that has eaten into the fabric of this Nigerian system has really eaten that very deep, so that we know if we can if we're going to continue as Nigerians, or we all move our separate ways. I am not a proponent for separation, but when push comes to shove, then the obvious becomes necessary. My name is Magnus Soraka, and I say please follow this page and share this post now.